Hello, my soul tribe. So for February 8th, we are looking at the wild woman rising wisdom. Okay. So think of a number 1 through 3, and I'm going to read these messages. Okay. These are going to be feminine empowerment messages, right? And whether you're a masculine watching this or not, obviously these messages are for you as well if they are resonating. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it. So number 1, we have hold true to your vision. Only you know the sacredness of your vision, which means that you have to consult your inner guide for directions. Expect those directions to run counter to what others are doing. Stay the course. You can't blaze your own trail while following someone else's footsteps. No one can understand your vision as well as you can because it has been gifted to you in particular. With your genius, gifts, vulnerabilities, and foibles, you are uniquely qualified for the job, so go for it. When we trailblaze in the name of authenticity, wild woman rises. Okay, so that's for those of you that chose number 1. Obviously, right now in the world, depending where you live, there's a lot going on. There's a lot that is pulling our attention, that is distracting us. You could see this octopus on her head in many different ways, but the way that I kind of see it is, we have a lot of energy thrown on us at this time, okay? And this is telling you to hold true to that vision and don't allow those distractions or, to take you off your path, right? To stop you from creating and building that vision, that dream, that goal, that plan, that you have already started. You might make some adjustments. You might be inspired by current circumstances. And so you can bring forth more, into your vision. But remember also to keep your energy clear. Remember that your path is uniquely your own, that you don't require someone else's validation, although it's nice sometimes to have that external validation. This is a card telling you to validate yourself internally, to turn within to your intuition and know very much what you want to create, right? And some of you, if you don't yet have clarity, then start to journal, start to spend time with that dream, that goal, that vision. Like I said, it could change and evolve, right? As you change and evolve, as your journey changes and evolves. But there's that reminder to stay in your own energy and to remain true to yourself and your vision and what you're creating, what's important for you to create at this time, right? Okay, so that is for number 1. Let's go ahead for number 2. We have heed your wisdom. So some of you might recently receive some sort of guidance or wisdom from a guru or somebody that created some sort of disharmony. You felt disharmony with it. You weren't sure. There was something maybe off that you sensed or felt. And this is because you're called to, of course, we can learn from everybody, right? But there's something that is calling you within to listen to your own wisdom, right? To not choose something that doesn't align with you just because it works for somebody else, right? So here's this beautiful Heed Your Wisdom card. We have owls are the traditional messengers of wisdom and bring to us the powers of both inner and outer sight. Wisdom is not found in temples or universities, but in the sanctuary of the human soul. Through dreams, reflection, and contemplation, we court the messages that wish to impart their wisdom directly into our being. And when we listen deeply, wild woman rises. Okay, so some of you, you've kind of been caught in a loop of, forever being the student and not actually implementing your own wisdom. It's like you've been open and you've been continuing to take in the wisdom of others, and you've gained a lot of value from that, But now it's time to integrate your own wisdom, right? That you have these messengers and these messages coming through maybe your dreams, coming through, you as a channel that are very nurturing, that bring a lot of beauty to your life and your experience, right? Like I'm hearing beautiful wisdom. So it's not something that is uncomfortable for you to hear or tap into. It's something that allows you to blossom and bloom and expand and explore these different levels and layers of who you are. Instead of looking to the external for that wisdom, you're integrating your own. You're going within. Some of you with the owl energy, you very much have that ancient wisdom within you, and maybe it's untapped and it's something for you to connect in with. Maybe it's something calling to you. That's what it feels like. And it could be calling to you, through your dreams, through maybe dreaming about a specific ancestor, a loved one on the other side. It feels like something that it feels like incredibly familiar to you. And it's also a free will choice, right? It's obviously getting your attention. There are probably certain themes showing up in your experience. But it is integrating. It's applying your own wisdom instead of always seeking from others externally. You ever do that where you have a conversation with someone? Maybe you're asking their opinion. You're asking for guidance. You're asking for wisdom. And as you're talking to them, you speak out your own solution. It's kind of like that. And some of you, it might be by, talking with somebody else that can just kind of hold space for you. And then you speak out your own solution. Some of you, it is more of like an internal journey, right? Where it's through meditation or it's, through your own intuitive connection, your own innate wisdom. But what's, standing out so much is like this harmony and balance that you feel when you connect in with this part of yourself versus when you connect in with a guru or a leader or a teacher that doesn't quite align with who you are. And this, like, it's like, it feels like sandpaper. Ooh, like it makes you like go like this. Like it feels like sandpaper. You're like, ooh, like I see what you mean, but no. Yeah, when you connect within with something that aligns and resonates with you, there's this peace, this harmony, this relaxation. Okay, this really soft, feminine energy, receptive energy that it aligns, right? Energy doesn't lie; it aligns. You can feel the difference, and you just might be at that place in your experience where it's time for you to do more of that and be more confident in yourself, because you're called to do that instead of give your power away, even if you didn't realize you were doing that to others, right? It's like the training wheels are off the bike. That's kind of what it feels like for you, for those of you that chose heed your wisdom, and it brings about this harmony and balance within yourself. When you listen to your internal guidance and your internal wisdom rather than always going off of somebody else's. Okay. So that's beautiful. Again, receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Now we'll go to number 3. We have this one's fantastic. Those of you that chose this card here, you've probably been invited into shadow work, or you have really embraced shadow work in your experience. Okay. We have, you are made of stardust and moonlight, seashells and stories. Each day, the world will try to drag your attention to its causes, forcing you to reconsider what's important. Look at this, care about that, focus over here. But it is up to you to remember who you are, deep in your core, and choose your priorities based on what you know is most true and most beautiful about your life. Hold your heart like the luminous star it is, and proclaim, no, this is what's most important. When you prioritize your heart, dismissing whatever insults your soul, wild woman rises. Okay? So that's having the courage to say, no, that doesn't align. No, I'm not going to focus on that. You ever have, friends that are doom scrolling and like sending you a whole bunch of things? Like, you're like, no, I'm going to take this at my own time. And this is also you checking in with the wisdom of your heart space and recognizing what you're taking in and how it's influencing your energy, right? If it's actually a value, to you, or if it's just distraction, if it's just another energy leak. If you chose number 3, you might also resonate with number 1 too, in these messages here, because this is very much about tapping in and knowing who you are and knowing what is in alignment with you, knowing where you want to focus your energy, knowing where you want to be present in your experience. And remembering how important you are. Okay? Remembering what is worth your time and energy, what energizes you versus what drains you, versus what makes you go, what? Right? So many of you, it's going to be connecting in with the moon. It's going to be connecting in with the stars. It's going to be connecting in with that which is your frequency, that which understands you, that which, those of you that align with this message is, you very much align with nature, and nature reflects a whole lot back to you in your experience, and you would rather spend time with the moon than certain people. You would rather spend time underneath the stars than in an office. You would rather spend time connecting in with the ocean than on social media, right? So this is really about remembering who you are and getting back to you. And many of you will resonate with being an old soul, having that ancient energy that runs through you, but also the expansiveness and the wisdom and the understanding that you're more than a body, that you're more than human, that the moon is part of who you are, that the stars are part of who you are, right? And honoring that in your experience. And having those around you that honor that as well. Many of you who resonate with this, like, you might have your own platform. It's kind of why I started my Soul Tribe Tarot, right? Was I didn't feel like I fit in other groups. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to shine as I am and see who finds me. And that could be you too, is you're at that place where you're ready to shine on a platform and attract in those that align with you, right? And some of you are very solitary. Like I said, some of you'd much rather, live in a cabin in the woods and just, connect with nature. But your path is so unique to you that it can't compare. It can't compare to others. Okay? You have this sacred energy about you, and it's so important that you honor it. Because it's rare and it's a gift within you, and there's a sense of peace that when you connect with that which resonates with you, there is this sense of peace and feeling like you're home, right? And for many of you, again, it's connecting with the moon, connecting in with the ocean, the different consciousness, that you align with here. Many of you too, resonating with this pile, you've released a lot of conditioning. You've released people pleasing. You've released worried about what other people think of you. You've released a lot so that you can get to the core of who you are. And that's really something to celebrate. And it's so peaceful. I feel this incredible peace that when you do, and I mean, for those of you kind of in this energy, like, I don't think you have any problems moving away from energies or places or spaces that don't align. And maybe this year you might move, you might relocate. to a place that really honors the life that is most aligned for you to live. Beautiful. All right, so that's what I have. Receive what aligns, release what does not. If one card, didn't align, then check out the other ones. I do hope there was something here for you, but if not, just let it go. These are the messages that wanted to come through for today. Thank you so much for being here. Take the best care of yourself, and I will see you soon.